including my wife and my daughter-in-law, were very interested in the story that I told you about this, the young, I don't know if she was related to me or not, but she left with a gangster type. And he was a shortish guy with a camel's hair coat and wearing a fedora.
Oh yeah, the mob guy.
Mob guy. And she left with them. And the parents were there. They evidently they couldn't do anything about stopping her. She was about 18 years old.
Who was 18?
Huh?
Who are you talking about?
This girl that he lived with.
Well, I lived with these people. I think they were related to my father in some way.
Why did you live with them?
His
My
mother.
My mother got sick. She had TB.
Oh, when you were young.
Yeah, very
Oh,
young.
okay.
I was about 8, 9 years
Oh,
old.
I thought you were when you were older. Okay, continue your story. Sorry.
And she was a redhead, striking redhead.
Ginger.
And she must have been about 18 at that time.
She left with the mobster.
So she was going with this mobster, and she took off with him. And the parents were right there. And they said goodbye. They were crying, but she wouldn't stop. She was going, and she left with them. I never heard from her again, mostly because I left the house in a couple of months. I only stayed with them a few months, maybe 3-4 months. And then I was called back home, and I don't know what happened. But I never heard from her again, nor did I hear from the other parts of the family.
Remember her name?
I bet her husband, the guy that she left with, killed the whole family.
I don't know if he was the killer type. I don't know.
Let's just go with that story.
Yeah, it's more interesting.
Yeah. Now, she had a brother whose name was Harry. Harry, I think. I used to play.
We can find the family on Facebook.
I used to play ball with him, and she had another sister, at least one sister, who wasn't as striking looking as the Cecilia was.
She was more busted.
She was just dark-haired, and not a bad-looking girl, but nothing as outstanding as Cecilia the Redhead.
Do you have any friends who were criminals? In the mob?
Outside of him, I forget his name. He was a criminal type. I don't know how deep he was in crime.
Do you know any drug dealers?
I don't know what he dealt in.
No, you. Did you know any other people?
I didn't know.
Marissa's basically asking, do you know where she can get some stuff?
Is that on your mind?
You smoked cigars back then, right?
I'm gonna go eat.
Or pipe. You smoked the pipe back then.
I didn't smoke. I was 8 years old.
Oh yeah, that's right. So after you left after you left Leon's shoe store and you went to school for podiatry,
Yeah.
where did you stay?
I didn't release myself entirely. I used to work Saturdays and Sundays.
While you were in school?
While I was in school, I had to earn a living. I was married.
Oh, so you were working at the shoe store still when Nanny met you? When you met Nanny?
Yes.
How'd y'all meet?
Huh?
How did you and Nanny meet?
Oh, it was a blind date. A fellow that I knew who came from South Fallsburg was visiting in town, and he knew this guy.
I smell burning.
It's burning.
They're grilling.
Oh.
Somebody
You
is
have a good sense of smell there, Poppy. I smelled it instantly too.
Anyway, so he knew this fellow in Jersey, and they made a date with a group of girls, a group of fellows. We were all in the service, and I met this gorgeous redhead.
Cecilia?
Sound familiar?
Redhead.
So what you're
And
saying is you hate red hair.
that was it. That was it. We dated.
Where'd you take her first? What was the first date?
Oh, it was a nightclub on, Jersey, Route 22. Route
Sure.
22, just outside of Newark. And we dated. We all went to Flagship. It was called the Flagship.
The Flagship.
Yeah.
It was
and
a
it was
nightclub.
a nightclub. Yeah.
A lot of boozing going on.
Not much, no.
Did you get dinner there or just drinks?
We just drank. I don't think we ate.
And then how long did y'all date before you got engaged?
A couple of months.
Couple months?
Couple
Yeah.
months?
That's it?
That's
You
right.
knew right away, huh?
Of course.
It was instant.
Yeah.
Because I'm wasting
Love
my
at
time,
first
huh?
sight.
Yep.
So your friend that set it up, did you
I never
communicate?
kept in touch
You
with
never
him.
did?
He used to live up in South Falls Rig, and then he left town. I don't know where he went.
Oh, alright.
I lost touch with him.
No.
I'll meet you up there in a second, Brian. So how did he said, I have this friend. She's beautiful. You'd like her?
Immediately.
Did he think that you guys would get along? Was that the goal, or was it just because? What was the
I don't know.
reasoning he set
I
you
didn't
up?
even- I didn't even think of it. I knew she was for me.
Yeah.
That's all.
And so, Nanny was living where at the time?
She was living with her folks. She was going to. She was working at Army Corps of Engineers in the heart of Newark.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What was she doing there?
clerical.
Okay.
Her mother, as soon as I told her where I came from and that my mother was sick and had died in a tuberculosis sanitarium, she immediately felt such pity for me. It was incredible.
I'm sure. Well, if she's anything like Nanny, I can understand.
Yes, exactly.
And she was Russian. Did she speak English?
Oh yeah.
Who's this?
They all
Nanny's
picked up
mother, Grandma
English to
Sarah.
some extent
Yeah.
because they had to use it in communicating.
He said
Just
Grandma Sarah felt really bad when he found out the story.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When did that come up? Like at dinner or something once, or at their house?
Oh, it came up almost immediately.
They asked about your parents.
They asked
Sure.
about my
Yeah.
parents, and I told them. My mother died when I was about 12 years old. She was away in a sanitarium from the time I was 6.
Right.
6 to 12, 6 years she was away before she died.
It's amazing. It's just awful.
Yeah.
So then you were working at the shoe store
Yep.
and also going to school. And as soon as you finished school, did you start your practice, or
Yep.
did you?
Yep.
So how did you decide on where to start it?
You know, people, I was just in traveling around the city. I was keeping my eye open for different sites. So this site in Long Island City, right off the subway, and there were connections and a lot of people moving around. I thought that would be a good idea for me. A lot of people would see me, and it worked out all right.
How did you build your practice? Was it basically word of mouth?
Just word of mouth. There's no other way
Yeah.
you could do it.
Right. You didn't have Facebook?
Facebook's for about 50 years away, 60 years away.
Facebook. So then, how many patients did you have ultimately before you retired?
Oh, I don't know.
Poppy, put your hat on because the sun's on your head.
Oh, really?
It's moving. It's moving and grooving.
How does the red look, all right?
Looks
Does it
good.
match
You
my
look You
skin?
look like a striking redhead. Just your type.
What was the most common thing you did in your practice? Was it
Ingrown toenails?
Corns, calluses, toenails. Take your pick.
Bunions?
Bunions.
it was all cash? Was that before insurance?
Almost all cash.
It was all cash.
Some insurance, which increased gradually.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys make good money when you first
Pretty
started?
good. Made a living.
Like a good living?
Pretty good.
Comfortable?
Yep. We were able to buy a house in Massapequa. You remember that house?
I don't think I was ever there.
I don't
Oh.
know if I saw it. I think I may have seen it when I was like a baby, but I don't obviously remember that.
Yeah.
How long did you stay in that house?
Oh. The whole family grew up there.
20, 30 years?
Maybe 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you miss that place?
I liked it there.
It's a nice house. You didn't build the house.
No. When I bought it, it was about 7 or 8 years old.
Had all the new appliances, and did you have to remodel it at all, or?
We didn't have to, but the more we kept it, the older it got, and the appliances were replaced gradually
Right.
as they went. I had an office in the basement of the house.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
You would, like a study, go down there and... You didn't see patients there, did you?
Sure.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So people would come to your office, or you would schedule your home office?
It's a question of where they came from. The patients that I saw in Massapequa came from the area, Massapequa area.
How far was your office from your house?
Oh, quite a distance.
Oh, really?
Over 20 miles. It took me almost an hour to get from place to place.
You drove, or you took the train?
Drove. Sometimes I took the train.
What was
Question.
your first car?
The first car. It was an old 36 Buick.
You love those Buicks.
I liked that car. And then we had, oh God,
Convertible?
no convertibles. We had a foreign car, a Japanese.
You bought a Japanese car, huh?
Yeah,
No animosity against the Japs then, huh?
no, not really. I never fought against the Japanese.
No German cars for you,
I
huh?
was at ETO.
You didn't buy German then?
European Theater of Operations.
I assume you didn't buy German, right?
Well, let's see. Did I ever buy a German? Once I bought an Opel, OPEL. Did you ever hear of that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's German? I thought those were Italian.
That's German.
Those are,
Yeah.
okay.
Nice little car.
How'd Nanny feel about you owning a German car?
I don't know if she ever realized. To this day, I don't know if she realized that it was German. Didn't speak German, you know.
I didn't speak German. Did you have a secretary?
Of course,
Other staff too, or just one secretary? Or
just one.
Did you have to rehire a lot, or did you have her for the long?
I had her a long time.
That's nice.
Yeah. 10, 15 years, I think.
Wow. Did you ever keep in touch with any of them too?
Well, when she retired from my office, her daughter came and worked for me.
How convenient.
That's like that curb.
It's like the curb, except it was the opposite.
Yeah.
She went to school. What did she become now? Let me see. What?
With some crackers.
Thank you.
I'm okay. Thanks, Nanny.
Poppy, how did you feel about Skippy?
Here, Mom, you could sit
I
here.
don't know.
Oh, I'm in your seat, Nanny. We're just talking to Poppy.
He was a crazy dog.
Because he pooped on the floor? You have grapes.
Huh?
Because he pooped on the floor? Didn't he used to poop on your green carpet because he thought it was grass?
He did that a couple of times.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude.
Can I have some grapes, please?
He,
Especially when he was left home
when we
for
left,
longer periods of time.
he showed his anger by pooping.
What?
I used to do that too.
He pooped when you left him home too
We
long?
knocked that out of you.
No, I still do it actually. We're getting some juicy gossip about the first time that you met, the flagship.
You're right. They went out of business.
I heard you were wasted.
You guys were only dating 2 months before you got engaged?
We were engaged.
No, before you got engaged.
No, we got. Before
dated.
you mean dating?
Dating.
Just dating? I would say about 6 months.
Still, it's pretty
And
quick.
then we were engaged for a year. And then because it was the wartime,
Yeah.
and my parents didn't want us getting married during the wartime. They said, wait till the war is over. But the war was not ending.
Yeah.
And one of my dearest friends got
Oh, that
married.
was it. Yeah.
Miriam. She
Miriam.
was my first girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
And she got married. And
Also
at their
with a
wedding,
serviceman.
Daddy and I decided we're going to get married, you know. So we
Here.
came.
You give Daddy
Oh, good. So we just did.
How many people were at the wedding?
Oh, we had a lot of people.
A couple of hundred.
It was in Massapequa?
It was well over. No, Newark.
In Newark.
It was in Newark.
That's where your folks were?
we
Let me
weren't
get
living
this
in Massapequa.
insulin.
Okay.
But I'm glad you're asking questions because, I can't think to answer some of these, but if you have a question, this is the time to ask us. Keep it in your memory
He's
box.
full of questions.
He's recording it.
Well,
I've been recording them too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Really?
No, I know.
Because
Why he's doing it.
so many times,
You forget
after the,
I know.
like after we're gone, you'll think, gee, why didn't I ask my grandmother
Yeah.
this? Why didn't I ask my grandfather that? So now you do, and that's wonderful.
I got it all here.
Okay.